Happy Friday.
Dancing on me, dancing on me, dancing on me, dancing on me, dancing on me. Boom, 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 dancing on me.
Not bad to start with some karaoke.
That's not even karaoke. What was that? I forgot the name of that song. Dancing on me, dancing on me, dancing on me.
Del called me Aunt Jemima today.
See, why you gotta throw it out there?
You did.
Yep. Today's word of the day is snitch.
I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and she was saying how that she has this urge to cover up her crown chakra. I don't know what it means. I just didn't really feel like doing my hair today, so I just put this fancy thing on that I bought yesterday. Anyway, I digress.
Is it digress? There's an illusion that you're digressing.
One of the things that I do want to talk about though is so I don't know if you've ever heard of buyer's remorse. Like someone goes like shopping and then they like feel all bad afterwards, even though it was pretty amazing while they were doing it. Today I was moving through. I was experiencing manifestor's remorse. Like what happens when manifest the things that I've been wanting to manifest, and then kind of like the feelings that come afterwards. It's like, what do you do when you're faced with everything that you've ever wanted? I felt guilty. I felt guilty, and I don't know why, and I don't have to know why. I'm not like digging into it. But it was something interesting to acknowledge and to let just move through. And now I'm here. Next subject.
What is here?
What is here? Thanos is here.
Thanos is here.
Mm-hmm.
This is here.
Mm-hmm. Fancy unicorn.
All these different props and stuff.
Oh, is it time?
Is it?
Hey, Kimberly, welcome.
Hello there. Oh, it's not even.
Oh.
Hello there.
Del, what day is today?
Friday.
Can't just say it like that.
Today's the day after yesterday. Day before tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remind me. What was that show? All that.
Mm-hmm.
Who was? I forgot which one. I think it was Amanda.
Repair madman, madman,
No,
madman.
not even that. Amanda Bynes or something.
Yeah.
Either Amanda Bynes or what's it? Lori Beth.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'll get to it eventually." The echo that happened.
Yeah. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here.
So, what are we getting into first?
We did first, we're on second.
What second base?
Could not hear a couple weeks ago. Mike's on point.
It is. It really is. It's cool to have a microphone to amplify your voice. Something that we all have, like this podcast, opportunity to amplify our voice. Amplify. There we go. I love that. question. The lesson of the day.
Smooth segue. Thank you, Kimberly.
What is the lesson for today? Where we're gonna go into? We discussed before, like, oh my God, there's so many live things we can talk about for so many things going on, from the stock thing that happened to Cicely Tyson passing, a lot of stuff. Where would you like to go first?
Why don't you just go?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm learning. I heard of her, but haven't heard her about
So talk about the stocks.
her. That's a good one. And I'm sure a lot of people on social media see the statuses of people talking about the stock. Was the stock rising that happened with GameStop and now AMC, and how these apps that say they're for the people started shutting down synchronistically when the people started to get a come up. It's very interesting to see that. But like I said to you, there's a lot of different perspectives to take a look at this with the stock. Meaning, we could, in any situation, there's different ways to look at it. As my former therapist would say, and the way I say it too, there's infinite ways to look at whatever shows up in front of us. And with that happening, I got excited. Not excited for the fact of the companies doing that type of thing for manipulating the stock. I was laughing because it's like, oh wait, we're gonna play with the money and do stuff to manipulate it so that way we can make money, and we're gonna do that as free game. And people who are trying to make money, do you know about investing? Do you know how to do these things? So then when people started to do this stuff investing, but then also like finding ways of making the come up, like whoa, we gotta shut it down because it's not fair anymore. It reminded me of like the kid, the bully at the school that's bullying everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the bully's cool with bullying because the bully gets to enjoy, he gets what he wants and all this other stuff, and people are just giving it to him, and he's taking things and not really getting in trouble for it until that one time where like all the kids that said are getting bullied, they form a gang and say, you know what, we're gonna jump the bully tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So then when the bully gets jumped and the bully wants to go to the teacher now say, I'm being bullied by everybody else and these other things. So that's a perfect analogy of what I saw with the stock thing. But my excitement is the possibility of what can happen when so many people become a cohesive unit
Mm-hmm.
with one objective and one mission, and just how quickly it can be able to shift things that we feel that may be out of our control. So let's say like the stock market, one illusion like, oh, the elite run the stock and they do it in the way that they only can make money, but then what happened is collectively we formed a unit to go with this one objective and there's abundance for everybody.
Yeah.
And how we're able to quickly shift the ripple effect is like a powerful ripple effect. So it's like, I wonder what happened if like we all just decided to become one powerful ripple effect of unity, of love, of peace, of abundance for all, and just form this a freaking powerful unit. I mean, it's slowly getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But like just seeing that, it just showed me like, okay, that right there just shows what is happening collectively. It's like we're getting to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But to just see something like that happen, it's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Kim, for the for the encouragement. We appreciate you. Mm-hmm. The but, right? So you just started to like tie some things together for me here. One is that the universe has such a sense of humor. And what's funny is that I kind of like tapped into that while Dell was speaking. It's like there were two declarations made, right? The first one was what Dell said. It was like, stop stock market, free game. And then you know what happened after that? GameStop.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And it's like that contradiction, yet that like twist that only the universe could do. Like, those are the things that make me laugh.
yeah,
And that is funny. That's funny.
yeah. It's so it's very interesting and funny how like, and also the people out there who in that scarcity mindset and the greedy mindset of feeling like, oh, me type of thing, and trying to keep that.
Mhm.
But it's like the universe is forcefully starting to shift things into a way of a oneness and a collective thing, and also the fact of, and the field of abundance is infinite, so there's enough for everyone. But there's a lot of people who still think that there's not enough for everyone,
Mhm.
meaning like I gotta hoard all this money, or I gotta hoard these connections that I have or whatever, because of the fear of losing abundance or finances. But it's like, just imagine what could happen when we just allow the river to just flow for everybody, because everybody can be able to collectively get their share of an infinite pie. They think like this pie is just a certain amount of pie,
Mhm.
but it's like there's an infinite pie, and we all can have access to an infinite pie. And this thing about an infinite pie is like there's always more piece of the pie for everyone.
Absolutely. And those who are feeling too guilty won't play at all.
Yeah, but I love like the effect though, because people, and just think about it for not even just the whole stock thing, but as a general theme of people do things and they expect others to not do those things that they do, but it's okay for them to do the things that they do. But then when somebody does the same thing to them,
Mhm.
then they want to talk about, oh, that's not fair, that's not right, and those other stuff. But it's like, wait a second, what about when you were doing
Mm.
it?
Mhm. But then the other way around too, for the people that are able to prosper from what happened,
Mhm.
it's like, well, like what, it's like there's like karma in there, like what's the energy around it, and like what does that look like when it's like when the shoe's on the other foot. I'm not saying that anything is bad or wrong at all. What I am saying is that I wonder what that means for people, like what this means for people.
It's like any other thing, what it means to you.
Right.
I mean, we can fall into the illusion of, oh, it means a collective thing for this or that or this or this,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever situation it is, and labeling it as one potential outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's infinite ways of taking what is happening. And even the whole thing with the karma.
Right.
Uh, Karma is like, what is karma to you?
The energy that you put in is the energy you get out.
So you feel like no matter what happens, or no matter what you do, that this karma is going to come back to you. So energy, whatever energy you put out, you're going to receive that same energy back.
Either that or a reflection of it.
Give me an example.
So if I go into something feeling frustrated, then I believe that the the outcome will have some reflection of that frustration.
Do you feel like the karma is like we're being the karma type of thing?
Absolutely.
So it's like the frustration, feeling frustration, throwing out frustration energy,
Mm-hmm.
and the karma is you're being frustrated. But then like the karma could potentially be what you see in the world. So you'll see more frustration, more reasons to be frustration, and something that, let's say like you see as frustration, I could see as an exciting opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I feel like being and seeing.
So you're bringing up a really good point. I'm gonna put some more of my beliefs out here in the conversation,
Yeah.
and that is I don't believe there's any like throwing out of karma, because all this energy is like it's all energy, right? So there's really no like in out. It's kind of like all the same, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. So it's kind of like already there. We're just recycling what's already there. And by giving attention to frustration, we're just drawing it to us in a sense. And I actually don't believe that anything really like exists except for our perception.
Mm, yeah, and like how everything's energy, but we just manipulate it to whatever we're having our mostly our focus into in the moment. It's like just energy, the abundance of energy everywhere.
So when you're talking about like what it means for the collective, if I were to like really dig into my beliefs, and I would say that it's empty and meaningless unless you choose to have a perspective about it. And then that will be your perspective. It's like, I forget who said it, but whatever you believe, you're right.
Pretty much. You see
Right.
that. See it with everything.
I could make it mean that there's going to be a unicorn that's going to appear tomorrow. Oh, it's today. See, I was right.
It's like I'll believe it the day I see Thanos coming in on a unicorn.
Right. Thank you, Kim. As above, so below. Yes, unicorns.
That's an interesting one right there. I'm
Oh,
like, that's a
I
long
didn't
one.
even read this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dana says, I had a moment of thinking, what a great neighbor I am to tolerate my smoking neighbor downstairs, and then realize that he tolerates me stomping around with my wild dance moves at all times of day or night. There we go. Such like, it's like, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say reciprocal, but at the same time, does it even mean anything? But if we perceive it to be reciprocal, then perhaps it is in some type of way, and it all evens itself out and is perfect at the same time. Like, how could we even quantify the energy exchange and the compassion that we have for each other? It just kind of like is. That's so awesome. And wow. Kim said unicorn right beside me. Yes. There's unicorns all over. Oh my god. So was it a coincidence that I said that? Was I aware of that? No, I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, winning for Dana.
Ooh, that's a perfect segue because I was thinking about this recently. It's because I saw a post and somebody said it was interesting because somebody put it was one of like the meme quotes, but it said sages are gonna get the demon out your house, and it's so true. It's like, and I was like, that's I feel like that's true to a certain aspect, meaning like, oh, this sage thing that I'm doing is gonna expel everything or whatever, and we never really talk about the power of intention. So attention is like I'm using this sage to clear my space out, and you have that intention and focus and belief, and that's what it starts to do. It's like, for example, I could say, I intend to clean this house with Thanos, and I go around and using Thanos.
Right.
And Thanos is going to shift the energy here. This is my intent,
Right.
and the cool thing about that is just knowing that how powerful our intention and belief is, and sometimes we just need that external validation of, oh yeah, this, and also the collective belief behind using sage and stuff. They recommend it as a way of cleaning your house and cleaning your aura and things like that. But for myself and for those listening who are open to trying something new, think about for a moment of you being a sage and how that would
Don't
be.
they call people sages anyway?
Yeah, but that's one of those things.
I think that's the universe laughing.
Yeah. We
Okay.
we are the sage as well. Like, meaning like if we radiate love, our love and beingness and who we are, and really allow that to just boom, just radiate into whatever space we go into, it doesn't matter where we go, it's going to
Mhm.
shift the energy in the space and things like that. And also, no matter what, the most dominant energy in any space is going to take over the space.
Mhm.
So we can walk into a space, and I've done it before. I'm guilty. Like walk in a space, and I feel the energy is interested in the space. So then I fall prey to the space. Like, oh my God, the energy in this space is like
Mhm.
this. And before I was like feeling like la la la, like all beaming and stuff, but I let the other energy in the space to
Mhm.
shift me into this, and then I would externally blame this space I'm in or this person or this other thing for how I'm feeling. It's
Mhm.
like saying the thing like you are hurting my self-esteem, you are making me upset type of thing. And
Mhm.
it's like if you hear that, it's like I am choosing to be a I'm choosing to be a victim to what's happening in the space compared to taking control and really just allowing who I am to flourish in this no matter where I'm at,
Mhm.
and that powerful beingness that what we are. So it was interesting to see that post about the sage because it made me think about that.
And yes, that's right. Like we use tools because we don't recognize our own power.
Hey, that's spiritual gangster right there. My homie.
Yes. Oh, that feels great, to bring awareness to that.
Does it feel great to bring awareness to anything? Like just beingness and bringing awareness. But yeah, it's so powerful because when we like really just anchor in that power of who we really are
Mhm.
and that beingness, that infinite space, and radiate that, it doesn't matter what situation and what space you're into, it's going to shift. And people who are not ready to be in that space with you, they're going to boop, boop, bye bye. But it's like, this is who we could be, these badass unicorns. That you can get on artdailymagic.com. We got badass unicorn tarot decks designed by Tai.
Love you, Jackie. And Kim, you brought up a great point. Um, like I'm guilty of, like having like something come up and be like, is this coming up because it's something that I really need to pay attention to? And it's from like a lack mentality. It's, is there something that I'm missing, is usually the question. And then it's like, well, if I keep asking, am I missing something, is there something I'm missing, then eventually I'm going to find something that I'm missing and pretty much create that situation. So what you're I love this comment, because that's exactly what it is. Thank you.
Yes, we allow ourselves to accept the negative. Yeah. It's like, what if, like, for a moment, and this is another invitation for people because this is how I flow with stuff, is just accept everything right now for what it is.
Hmm.
Everything.
Hmm.
It's not right, it's not wrong, it just is. Like in this moment, whatever it is, situation wise, what may have happened before, everything's accepting it for what it is because up to this moment, it couldn't have happened any other way.
Hmm.
The struggle that happens is we thinking that what happened up to this moment should have been a different way.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much saying directly to the infinite creator, like, I had a better idea than what you allowed to happen.
That's
And
deep.
that's why you feel the struggle, right? You're struggling to the universe for what the universe knew in the moment was your highest good for your highest expansion.
Hmm.
We're here to expand and evolve in this 3D reality, to expand to our beingness and also to help each other to step more into our beingness as well and our infinite side of what we are. And during that process of it, we're going to go through some quote unquote struggles, potential struggles and pains and hurt, all these things, and vice versa. We're going to give hurt and harm to people as well in our journey. But that's what it is. Collectively, we made this mission as in our soul to help our souls expand and help whoever comes across in our life journey up to this moment to expand as well. But it's like coming to that space of just accepting and realizing that it all happened the way it's supposed to happen.
Got it.
I can't change what happened up to this moment, but I could change my beingness from this moment on to allow the changes that I would like to see in my life to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. On to the next one here. Thank you, Kim. And I there's like two tonalities to this comment too. It's like we allow ourselves to accept the negative,
Mm-hmm.
or we allow ourselves to accept the negative.
Mm, yeah, but it's what's it called? Was it polarity or pretty much as above, so below?
Duality.
Duality, same thing, but it's like different flavors, same ice cream. Same Neapolitan ice cream, and it's all these different aspects of it. And I think, or not, I think I know,
Oh, that's my favorite flavor of ice cream.
you know,
All of them.
all of them. So imagine that, just going to ice cream store and saying like, "What flavors you like?" I like infinite. What will infinite ice cream taste like? You'll taste it, and this new taste will just keep happening in every moment
Right.
because it just keeps expanding. It's infinite.
Right, and that's what you said earlier on before we started this live, that really resonated with me. Which were like, well, what could this mean for the collective? And what I would like to accept that this means in this moment is that anything is possible.
Pretty much, it's in every single moment of our life. Anything is possible, and like I want to reiterate, like what my therapist told me, and like I take that to context is like every single situation, there's multiple ways to handle that situation. We chose the best way to handle it in the moment for the level of expansion and awareness that we're at in the moment. But we can always look back at moments for where we're at right now, especially if we're doing the work and expanding our soul and stuff. And we'll see like, oh, I could respond to this in this way. I could respond to it in this way. Oh, I could respond to it in this way, in this way, in this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's so cool because like every single situation's infinite ways to respond to it, and you see it all the time on social media. Something happens collectively, everybody has their own different way of interpreting it in whatever way they see it as.
Mm-hmm.
We can go through any topic and you just see on social media, oh, this person says this way, oh, this person says this way, oh, this person says this way. But what you see is a lot of people saying like, this is what's really happening,
Mm-hmm.
or this type of thing. Even the conspiracy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
this is what's going on, and like all this other stuff. And in this world, we all are right until we get proven otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's what it is. It's like whatever your belief is, your belief. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, who said it? Wayne Dyer. That's the best way to like debunk any argument. All right, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Let them have their rightness based upon their level of perspective.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good point. Good point, Kimberly, too. What you got me present to was the other day where, there's also what happens and then how we feel about it. And it's like that's just a whole other realm, of thinking impossibility. Because there's a million ways to feel about that one thing. And then anything is possible. So there's infinite ways to feel about infinite things. And it's like it just all is.
Yeah. And like whatever teacher said it, there's a bunch of amazing beings out there. How every situation that happens to us is for our highest good to help expand us.
Mm-hmm.
And if we take that in context, when things continue to happen, it allows us to expand, but able to move things quicker because like we accept like, okay, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to like, oh my God, why did this happen to me? And it shouldn't happen this way, or this person's wrong, or this other stuff. It's like that's still the struggle. So you're fighting against the universe. compared to accepting for what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And acceptance allows you to respond to it in a higher state compared to responding to it in a way you're fighting. And I made it a post somewhere, a quote, because I felt that. I'm like, how can you expect to make the highest vibrational decision about any situation in life when you're currently at war with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So how can you expect to have a great like output, a great reaction to it if you're already at war with yourself? But then the kicker is like sometimes illusion is a rare war with somebody else.
Yeah, there's that. There's absolutely that. And, like maybe like with all of that stuff that's going on internally, the person's goal is not to be their highest self. Their goal is to win the war. And the war is impossible to win, but
Mm,
that's their goal. So they're going to do whatever it is that they can to win the war,
mm,
not to be their highest self. So they're
mm.
just a little distracted.
I think even a deeper perspective to go a little deeper into that
Mm-hmm.
is what if you're at your higher self at the highest that you could be in each moment,
Mm-hmm.
but it's infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So there's infinite high in elevation to keep going up to because even the universe is always expanding in every single moment. It's
Mm-hmm.
not contracted.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't it make sense that even like what we may perceive as our higher self in this moment is like pretty much like a stepping stone compared to our higher self like a year from now or a week from now? So
Mm,
there's always an opportunity to raise the bar.
got it. Got it. And I'm like, I'm sitting with how that feels with me right now.
Yeah,
And there's even something that I want to like go into about that.
let's do it.
And that is that I've recently been wanting to not use the words higher because it doesn't make sense to me anymore. Expansion is not linear. Expansion is not, you don't expand up. That doesn't make any sense.
Up the room.
So there's not one way to expand.
Nah.
And if it is true expansion, then it's not unidimensional or linear in that way, or it is expansion. So just simply to have awareness of how you were being is expansion. And you can expand into whatever way you want to. You can expand and still make the same choice again if you have awareness about it. You could expand and make any choice that you want to because you have awareness of all of them. So people can be expanding and still make the same choices.
You wanna let's go into that.
Okay, sure.
It's like what you just said. It's like people have the awareness to what they're doing. So it's sort of like the quote by Jesus, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So how we unconsciously are doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So unconsciously doing stuff is like you don't know that you're doing it. You're just doing it. So then it's like, what happens when you're consciously aware that you're doing something
Mm-hmm.
and you continue to do it?
Mm-hmm.
What is that called?
Can I bring up the story that you told me where you said that one day you're in the club?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
No, you say it. It's your story.
Oh, when I decided like I don't want to club anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, so this time, how old was I? Like 23 or 24. And before this, I used to just go to the club all the time with my boys, and we used to go buy the bottle, get the special service, get the table and stuff, and it was pretty fun. Like, hey, look at me, I'm in the bottle service, I'm cool, I'm walking around with a bottle and stuff. Look at these people down there enjoying their stuff, and it boosts my ego side of things. But it came to this point one time when like I was just sitting there, and that question happened. It's happened numerous times in my life when I actually decided to make a shit. Like, and I asked myself, like, what am I doing for my life right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I here for? And I'm just observing myself, like looking for enjoyment. This is bringing me enjoyment in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I'm having fun like this, partying and hanging out with people, socializing and getting drunk and all those other things. But then I asked myself, what am I doing with my life? Because I wanted more. And it came to a point of what I was doing wasn't like bringing me what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a great segue because, like, for me, it's a lot of external things I would do, or external situations to bring me joy, happiness, whatever it could be, relationships, drugs, sex, alcohol, whatever. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for this external situation to bring me this happiness, this appreciation, this acceptance, and all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you get it, but it's only a momentary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And usually what happens, like, I would think like, oh my God, because in your mind you start visualizing and feeling it, like this thing's gonna bring me so much happiness. This relationship that I get, it's gonna bring me so much joy and happiness. I'm gonna feel complete. When I get this drug, I'm gonna feel so high, I'm gonna feel so great, and all these other stuff. And it's only a momentary thing, but then what happens, like, oh, I need more. So I get in this relationship, I feel the excitement, happiness in the first time, but then like, oh no, I need more of this. I need more completeness. I need to feel more complete. I need to feel more and more. And it gets to a point eventually, like for me, I ask myself, like, all right, I need more.
Right.
And,
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what we're talking about, right?
yeah.
So the expansion, so our nature as beings is that we're expanding whether we like it or not. And that moment where you're like, oh, I want more, is because you were expanding, but your situation was not. So the situation was constricting your expansion. So you're faced with, am I going to keep constricting my being, which is already expanded past this type of, experience? Or am I going to, or am I going to allow it to? So that means that if we just did like nothing, if we just be, right, then we're still always expanding.
Ooh, yeah.
If we just allow it.
Yeah. What if, like, we already are there, but in this 3D reality, we're just doing the game.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing the game to get us to what we already are.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is realize that you already are what you're chasing or feel like you're chasing.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, is that it's like, oh, I'm looking for this completeness externally out of me. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeking more spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeking enlightenment.
Right.
I'm trying to find God.
Right.
So it's like the funny these things, and these are some of the stuff that I was thinking about. Like, oh yeah, I'm seeking God. Oh, I'm trying to heal myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to heal, and the kicker for all that is like it's already done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how long
Mm-hmm.
is it going to take you to come to the realization? How much suffering do we have to go through
Mm-hmm.
to realize that the suffering is just a catalyst to help you to realize that you're already healed, you're this and that. Because then once we tap into that reality, and
Mm-hmm.
we tap into reality all the time, it's like psychedelics and stuff like that, we're able to get out of the cage of the mind program of
Mm-hmm.
this limited information based upon our previous experience until now,
Mm-hmm.
compared to this infinite intelligent mind that we all are, and
Mm-hmm.
we all are part of, and connecting to that, and answer the question like, do you think God suffers?
Mm-hmm.
Is God suffering, or God just loves us so much and it's expanded and wants us to also expand as well? But the cool thing about it too is this infinite expression is in each and every one of us in his own unique way,
Mm-hmm.
going through the experience of learning more about itself, which is like the craziest thing as I'm talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like God is learning more about God through me, through you, through this conversation right now,
Mm-hmm.
through all of us here collectively together. It's infinitely boggling. It's pretty cool though to like really think about that.
It totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. If all we have is our perception, right? And the ego is here to have us be aware of time, essentially, because time is the only thing that separates any of it, or else it would be just one now moment, which it actually is, but we're perceiving it through time.
Hmm.
So if time didn't exist, then we wouldn't have an ego.
Just imagine like what would happen if the ego didn't exist for any of us.
It's a construct just like time.
Yeah.
That's why they're both made up, but they're as real as we make them. Just like as long as you believe that you are not whole or complete, you won't be. So it's like we can say, oh, just realize, that you are whole and complete. And at the same time, for as long as you believe the opposite, it was true.
Yeah. And even that, because it's just words as well.
Hmm.
Believe that you're complete. And there's a lot of stuff out there. I was talking about that. It's like that affirmation. I mean, affirmations are great to have or whatever, but it's like if I could say like I am abundant, I am whatever it is, but like deep down, if I believe something else
Hmm.
and I'm not addressing that, it's gonna keep showing up that way. So it's like I could affirmation myself until my face turned purple. If my inner beliefs still thinks the other thing, or I'm letting the limited ego run the
Hmm.
program's still going to show in that way. And I get frustrated. Like, I've been doing these affirmations nonstop, and it still hasn't done anything.
Hmm.
The easiest way is like just addressing, like going in.
Hmm.
Okay, I want to be abundant, but I'm afraid to be abundant, or whatever it could be. What part of me is afraid? And like sitting with that part of you
Hmm.
and loving it.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. This part is of me is afraid because whatever it may be.
Hmm.
But when I realized like the work, like that part of allowing the limitations to be heard
Yeah.
and accepted in love compared to like I need to get rid of you. I need to
Hmm.
kill my ego. I need to stop this. I need to stop thinking. I need to pretty much I gotta get rid of this part of myself. And just think about that. Like if somebody said to you, I gotta get rid of you. How would you feel? How would you feel? Like you're not getting rid of me. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And for those who are listening, watching, let us know what you think too. This is good stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, gotta get rid of this thing. How this thing? And like I think that's another illusion out there
Hmm.
that and it's very popular in which it's still like go and work yourself.
Hmm.
You gotta kill the ego.
Hmm.
You gotta do all these other you gotta think positive thoughts.
Hmm.
But it's like even that is still what's it a perspective.
Hmm.
Like, okay, this is negative. This is positive.
Hmm.
So it's like you think about it. Hey God, you're negative.
Hmm.
Hey God, you're positive. Hey
Hmm.
God, this experience with you is negative. Hey God, the experience with you is positive. And even that's our own perspective because what's positive and negative, one person is completely different from somebody else.
Hmm.
And but this collective thing, like this is right, this is wrong. If you do this, I mean, there's collectively some moral stuff that, like, yeah,
I mean, even morals are made up, by the way.
yeah, but it's like it's the there we go. And synchronistically, I've been re-listening to the Law of One and the whole thing about like the two different paths, and
Hmm.
it's simple,
Hmm.
and that's the way it is. Like the oneness, the collective, us working together is service for all, service for each other. Even like moments of service of ourselves, because we got to fill our cup too.
Hmm.
But it's when you fully just do stuff for yourself,
Hmm.
and like the they call it the negative polarity
Hmm.
of service for yourself and being negative and pretty much like a Hitler type of thing.
I think, didn't they say that Hitler was not
Yeah,
service to self?
no, I'm saying like the stuff that he did, like service for himself, but also like it's like a dual edged thing. Think about it too. And as you mentioned that, because like Hitler just had a belief
Hmm.
that he had, and he just lived out his belief. It was horrific
Hmm.
how he carried out that belief, but he had a belief so strong that like That's what he believed, and he just took on that role.
It was kind of Thanos style, if you ask me.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
don't you disrespect T Dog. Don't disrespect T Dog.
It was Thanos style.
Don't disrespect T Dog. But yeah, it's with that. What was I about to say? The Thanos, the balance, with that, the beliefs. Oh yeah. So with the beliefs, just think about that. And we all have been guilty of it before. Like raise your hand. Have you been so engraved into a certain belief that like one you force it upon others, but like you really just live this belief and just thought about like this is the right way, anything else is wrong, and those other stuff. I mean, a lot of people didn't kill people over it, but Hitler and other people they kill or they murder or they did whatever. Even like the Christian Crusades that raped and plunged people back in the days with their beliefs. Just think about that. But it's one of those things to bring it full circle and bring it home. It's like the stuff, a lot of stuff that we judge others for doing, we do it ourselves in a certain way. It's like, can you be honest and willing to take a look at the stuff we judge others for? We have done some type of aspect of it. It may not be in the same form as what the other person's doing, but we have done some sort of aspect of it. And let's take one major topic, by example, racism. Of course, racism on the external standpoint is people hating or doing derogatory stuff against other people based upon their skin color, labeling them based upon their skin color or their background. And now that's the essence of it. But on an energy standpoint, just think about what the story is. It's I don't like you for a certain reason. I don't like you because of who you are.
Or that you are separate from me.
Or that you're separate from me.
Right.
Now, think about it. Raise your hand if you had a situation in your life in which you felt separate from somebody else, or you said, like, oh, this person is horrible, or whatever it may be. I had some hate or anger towards somebody. I wanted to punch somebody in the face. I thought about murdering somebody. We had all these different thoughts and stuff, but it's like the same energy, but it's not like racism, but the essence of it, or the energy and the essence of it, we all have done something in that path before. So let's look at something in that perspective. For me, I have compassion for the other person. I understand, like, I've been there before. Not in the level that you did, but I've been there before.
Well, so we're talking about the difference between having a thought and taking action on it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And it's like we have a lot of thought. I talked about it in the summer before, because like we have those thoughts before. Like somebody, let's say we get cut off in traffic or whatever. Somebody may say something on social media. And, oh, dumb motherfucker. Right? The thought has come up or whatever it may be. Like, oh man. Or even like the person who cut you off. Like, I want to kill this motherfucker. Or whatever it may be, we have those thoughts, but it's like we don't act upon them because we have that awareness. So some people, they take it to the next level and they act upon it. But we have all had these type of thoughts because we're infinite. We are connected to infinite source, which means the collective thoughts that happen, we all had some type of form of it happening within us. So that is one of the important integration things, is that if we really embody the oneness, that's part of embodying the oneness of those sides of us.
Which, bringing it full circle again, in the book that I was just reading, one of the perspectives that they offer, which was the Bhagavad Gita, they're talking about how, I'm not going to ruin the book for you, but the setting is on the battlefield, and this guy, he has his buddy with him who is who's God in disguise, and he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, help me, I don't want to fight in this war. And the guy who's God in disguise, he's like, you know what? You should fight. And the guy was like all torn up. He's like, because the enemy is my cousin and my family and stuff like that. And the God in disguise is like, dude, we're all gonna die. And he's like, which outcome would you like to experience? And he's like, there's one outcome where your family is honored, and there's one outcome where your family is dishonored. Which one are you going to choose? Because we're all going to die anyway. And he goes through like a mental breakdown, and there's a whole bunch of really cool stuff that happens after that. But like, just thinking about it, like alpha and omega, you know, it's not just about, love and life. There's the other aspect is also present. To really consider that, when making decisions, there's infinite ways to think about things. There's infinite ways to have compassion. There's infinite ways to experience guilt. All of it's there.
Infinite ways of showing unconditional love, infinite ways of honoring your boundaries.
You know, is it unconditional love or is it just unconditional?
Isn't it the same thing?
And what do we need the second word for?
It's a phrase. Unconditional.
I'm just curious, asking questions.
Yeah. Isn't unconditional love a state of being?
Because if it's unconditional, then isn't it all of it?
Means that I feel like unconditional means that no matter what happens, no matter what shows up, I choose to be a certain way. So it's like, okay, I'm going to be unconditionally happy.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what situation shows up in your life, you're going to choose happiness
Right.
over being angry. You can be unconditionally angry. I mean, I've been unconditionally angry before. Any condition I showed up, I'm pissed off.
Well, is it to be unconditional love or is it to experience unconditional love?
Isn't being and experience the same thing?
Is it?
It could be. Isn't infinite everything?
Infinite's not part of the phrase, but I see what you're saying.
It's like simultaneously being and experiencing unconditional love. Simultaneously being and raising yourself to the state of being that unconditional love in the space, but then you also get to experience what being in the space of unconditional love is. So at the same time, like I'm being and I'm experiencing, I'm observing, I'm also being a part of. I am teaching, but also I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
I am seeing, but I'm also hearing.
Mm-hmm. I think we're on to something here.
It's infinite. This what's infinite? What infinite means?
Yes, but it's infinite because it's dual and one at the same time. It's infinite because it's simultaneous. So without the duality, it's not infinite.
Yeah,
It's just one.
you just take that in for each person. That's a good way to close it.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. This
Being
was
in
fun.
one, yeah. That's a great way to close right there. What if like you're simultaneously all of that? The anger you feel, the stress, the upsetness, the happiness, the joy, the depression, the stress, the anxiety, the joy, the laughter, the crying is all you.
And the awareness and lack of it. And the space.
Mm, yeah. Integrate that.
Boom. Where's our. We got to use this thing. Here we go. Let me say it again. Boom. Now I feel complete.
Okay.
I don't even know if it made noise. Oh, that's because I can't hear anything. It probably did, and that was a great way to end.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Oh,
Stay magical.
yeah.